We've been talking on the YouTube channel, guys, about Assassin's Creed and the newest addition to that franchise being Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And guys, I'm really excited about this game for a number of reasons. I'm a little bit skeptical about certain elements of it, but I want to talk about here in this first segment of the show about how Assassin's Creed Valhalla can set up Assassin's Creed 5. So let's talk about it. So guys, obviously, I've been very critical of Assassin's Creed up to this point, as far as from a, really more recently than not so much. I mean, the early additions to Assassin's Creed I absolutely loved, and I think all the way up to Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, they had a very, just a really great stretch. I mean, it was really special what they were able to build from Assassin's Creed 1 all the way to 4, and since then, there was kind of like this downhill trend, and we've talked about that, guys, and it really felt that when we got to Odyssey and Origins that we've kind of hit the dark ages of Assassin's Creed, just because it seems like they've kind of gone away from the formula of what made Assassin's Creed so great, that being like a stealth, RPG game turned into an action RPG game in the more recent editions of the series. So that being said, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, though, is kind of showing us a little bit of what they have done recently, and a couple of ideas or some similarities to things that they did way back in the early stages of the first Assassin's Creed games. And you can see that very much so at the very end of the, of course, the cinematic trailer that came out for Valhalla. We saw the hidden blade come out from the Viking that we're going to be playing as, or it seems like he's going to be the guy who we play as. And you see the hidden blade, and so that right there kind of shows you, okay, maybe they're going back to the roots of what made Assassin's Creed so great and kind of the traditions of Assassin's Creed. All you need now is a hood on the Viking, and there you go. We're right back into the Assassin's Creed world. It would feel like. It feels like Valhalla, even though the graphics, I've already said this on a number of occasions, are incredible. They look spectacular. We'll, of course, have to wait until the full game comes out. Other than that, though, it feels kind of more of the same as far as what they've been doing recently with Odyssey and Origins. Feels more like an action game or an action RPG versus that of a stealth. However, it seems like maybe Ubisoft understands what they kind of got wrong with those last couple editions of the game, and they're kind of trying to rewrite the ship in the right direction, that be, kind of moving in a direction back to the Assassins and what, the Creed itself. And so I think that might be the direction they're going in. And so what I'm going to get at here is, with the showing of the hidden blade and all of those things, guys, in that cinematic trailer, I think it kind of leads me to believe that even if this game primarily is an action RPG similar to Odyssey and Origins, they may be moving us in a direction that sets up Assassin's Creed 5. And Assassin's Creed 5, guys, I think would be, of course, in the main storyline of Assassin's Creed, and it kind of continues the legacy of it, but kind of picks up not necessarily where, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag left off, but it kind of bridges the gap here, so to speak. And so we get right back into being like an assassin, right? The hood and everything, jumping into hay bales and, using stealth to your advantage. And I think that was something that just felt like in Odyssey and Origins, and now potentially with Valhalla, they've kind of gotten away from. But Valhalla feels like there's a potential here to kind of, like I said, move this in the right direction, where it may be an action RPG overall, but could set something up, maybe near the end of the story, or even somewhere, kind of in between, like in the, midway point of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Nonetheless, I'm excited about Valhalla, guys, because, I mean, from a graphic standpoint, it looks incredible. It looks like something you got to play. And then on top of that, there's a mystery to it. There's some intrigue there to understand more of this story, but also how this ties into the overarching, franchise of Assassin's Creed. And so I think that's something that really keeps me, excited, looking forward to playing this, edition of Assassin's Creed. And I am holding on to hope here, guys, because I've said this on a number of occasions. Assassin's Creed, one of my favorite franchises of all time, But the problem with it, in the past couple editions of this franchise, it's kind of gone away from what I felt made the series so great. And so I think having a really great story mode that kind of starts to make sense of where the direction they're trying to go, and then even having mystery though in between there, I think is a good idea though as well. But then also having co-op modes and multiplayer modes, and kind of making this thing go full circle in a way in which it brings us back to the franchise. And I think Valhalla has an opportunity, a big opportunity, to go ahead and continue this legacy and kind of set up Assassin's Creed 5, which I think has been pretty highly anticipated up to this point. And so I think, guys, this feels like kind of like with Call of Duty, where Call of Duty kind of went astray with the franchise. They had this formula that worked out for so many years, and then they decided to start doing these, the jetpack era is what I called it, where people were jumping like 20 feet in the air with jetpacks, and it just didn't feel like Call of Duty. We got that for 3 years in a row, that being, for 3 different titles. And then they kind of rewrote the ship in the right direction and went back to like boots on the ground, that kind of feel, more grounded feel and gritty that we got accustomed to in Call of Duty. And so I think Assassin's Creed has kind of had an identity crisis recently, with Odyssey and Origins kind of going away from, what made the series so great in the first place. And Valhalla might be that third, game that, they kind of try to bridge this between an action RPG and a stealth RPG, and try to kind of merge both those worlds together and bring us to Assassin's Creed 5, where things start feeling more like the older Assassin's Creed games. But guys, I could be wrong, and I would love to hear from you guys in the comment section below. What do you guys think about Assassin's Creed Valhalla up to this point, as to what you've seen so far? What are you hoping to see? Do you want them to continue the action RPG elements of it, or do you want them to go back to like that stealth RPG? Have maybe a little bit in between? How do you think Valhalla is going to fit with the overarching story of Assassin's Creed? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And for more Assassin's Creed Valhalla content and videos, stay here with Zero TV.